Hi, this is Real World Audio, and today I'm going to talk about how deep music appreciation can go, that how about exploring the depth that we can make to connect to music. And I have some of my videos that are about our relationship to music, exploring new music, classical and otherwise, some of my favorites. And these are all under, if you go to my homepage, then they are under the playlist Music Corner, and this video is going to be there as well. um, so here you see my system. This is how it looked like after I built the Voice of Lancelot speakers. And of course, what was one of my first thing to do is go through my Mozart Così fan tuttes. So all of those records are put there. You don't see the whole lineup, just part of it. These are all different performances of Così fan tutte, the Mozart opera. And I just had a blast that for a day I was listening to nothing else, just this Mozart piece in with different performers, or actually there was some which was like the same performance but different editions, different labels. So it was really a blast. And I would say that an audiophile system, or not even audiophile, but a rewarding system, is the one that allows you to make such an event possible, that you can compare different performances, you can enjoy how they were recorded, or maybe find out that it's not so enjoyable how it was recorded. But anyway, it's just uh, provides you an opportunity to appreciate much deeper the music you are listening, and also the way that music was brought to you, because those people who did the recordings, who did the performances, they really worked hard on it, and they try to give the best, their best to you. And when you have a rewarding system, and it doesn't really matter truly whether you have ultra efficient loudspeakers or just normal high efficient loudspeakers. I know in comparison I always refer to my Mirage 760s as low efficiency loudspeakers, but they are 89 dB efficient, or better I would say sensitive, because their efficiency is really 0.5%, and the Voice of Lancelot's efficiency is 10%. Uh, but as you guys know, people always mix up these terms, and they just use efficiency for every time people talk about sensitivity, which is the watt meter, dB per watt meter way of saying it. So efficiency, sensitivity is just the same thing, but one, which is efficiency, is the percentage of power that's translated to sound from the music, and the sensitivity is the expression form in the sound pressure level per watt meter, or per 2.83 volts per meter, if it's given in that format. So now going back, I was just really going far away with that. So these are relatively efficient as well, but it's just they are efficient in the way of current or normal loudspeaker universe. But when I may be listening to both of them, there's like a night and day difference between the two. But even that doesn't matter anything, because even with the Mirages, I can enjoy these Mozart operas. I can enjoy violin concertos. By the way, if you love violin and you do not have space for giant speakers, then the Mirages are absolutely lovely, beautiful speakers to reproduce violin. From normal sensitivity loudspeakers, they are so far the number one who can reproduce violin. and they have been so far the only loudspeakers I ever heard that could reproduce violin in such a way that it sounded like a real violin in all aspects. So it's not just the sound coming from it, but when there is someone playing a violin standing next to you, you that you get that kind of flashiness and realism. And the Mirages, despite their lower efficiency, they are able to bring that to you, or actually they were able to bring that to me. For you, it depends on the rest of your system, what is happening. But so far, what I just told you is really relating to the average world of what our experiences are with music. So basically, we are trying to get in touch with different interpretations and appreciate them to a deeper and deeper level. And as your stereo system progresses with you, you are able to appreciate it more and more, and you will understand the world of music better and better, because that's the purpose of our stereo gear, is to make your journey in the world of music deeper and to count more. Because sadly, a lot of people, how they relate to their stereo equipment is just a desire to get instant gratification, the desire to get the biggest show. And actually I understand that, because that's where all of us start. They catch our attention because it gives you something special, something different. And in the beginning of our audio journeys, we are all attracted by the siren song of the equipment. But as we start to grow and also as I have started to grow in my appreciation of music, my attention just turned away from looking for these cheap superficial thrills. But what I am seeking is the deep connection to the music, which is not in exact correlation of what gives you the biggest show. And that's something that you have to work out on yourself, to find out what is it in the sound that triggers your soul, that triggers your understanding of music, and go for that. And of course, you can achieve that to a very high level when your understanding of music grows, when your appreciation, and so you are not just anymore listening to whether you have 10% more bass, but you are listening to like different performers, let's say like Itzhak Perlman and Jascha Heifetz, when they play a Brahms concerto or something, how they interpret it, what's the difference between the intonation they use, what's the difference between their bow technique. So this is what truly matters in music, and that's how where you will arrive one day. And you need a system that allows you to hear these differences, because it's one thing that you can get a huge show of your system, but if it stays at the level of a show and you really cannot approach the musician, you cannot approach whether they use the Stradivarius or a Guarneri or another kind of violin, you cannot perceive what was their bow technique, and similar little things like that. When you if for a pianist, you cannot gauge what was the kind of piano that they used on. Was it a Steinway? Was it a Bösendorfer? Was it a early Bösendorfer or a late one? What was it, a smaller or a bigger model? Was it a Steinway Class D? And which Class D was it? And so there's like a tremendous diversity and variation within the tonality of these instruments. And to me, when as I've been on my journey to appreciate and accept music for decades and decades now, since my early childhood, I truly bask and bathe in appreciating this content coming through the recordings, through the stereo. And however, uh, this is just one aspect of music appreciation, like how deep you can go when you only use your ears, when you only depend on your imagination to fill in the rest, and you just soar passively with the music. Uh, there is a whole new level of appreciation and understanding that is happening when you dance to the music. And this is where I'm going to continue. And the continuation of this introduction is, what is dance? How does dancing feel for an audiophile? And also, if you are a dancer, how does an audiophile recording change how you can connect to the music while you are dancing? So thank you guys for tuning in, and thank you ladies, and have an awesome day, and we will continue our journey into the world of dance.